We work hard to provide for ourselves and our families, yet too few Americans are taking the necessary steps to help protect their hard-earned savings, their family, and their future. According to a recent survey conducted by Edward Jones, 81% of Americans agree that their family is one of their most valuable assets, but less than half are protecting their family with an individual life insurance policy. In fact, 1/3 of Americans specified that life insurance is not a priority when starting a family. Scott Thoma from Edward Jones joins us this morning with info on the importance of protecting your financial goals and help ease us through this process. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Anna.
Thanks for joining us. So I got to ask you, why is life insurance key in financial planning, and how can it help protect us from the unexpected?
Well, if you think about life insurance at its highest level, it's really all about protecting what matters most. I think when we think about financial strategies, we're thinking about ensuring we're saving for retirement, we're saving for our children's education, and oftentimes life insurance is viewed as something separate and apart from all of that, when in fact insurance at its basic level is trying to ensure that those goals are going to be protected and they can be achieved if something happens and the unexpected does occur.
And so a lot of people are probably wondering, what if we already have life insurance through our workplace?
Well, we'd say that's a great start. I'm glad that you have insurance through work, but there are some issues with that we need to make sure that we at least investigate. Number one, oftentimes that coverage is not enough. Secondly, usually the coverage you get through work is going to be standardized, and so it's not going to be tailored based upon the things you're trying to accomplish. And so if insurance, again, is designed to try to ensure that your financial goals can be achieved if the unexpected does occur, you need to ensure you have a policy in place that's going to be able to protect those goals.
And so how can we determine which coverage options meet our needs?
Well, where I'm going to direct you is to meet with a financial advisor. Who better to talk to you about ensuring that your goals are going to be protected if something happens than somebody who understands your financial goals better than anyone else? One of the things we hear from these surveys usually is that life insurance is too complicated and I don't know where to start. If the purpose of life insurance is protecting what matters most, let's talk to somebody who really understands what matters most.
And many individuals tend to shy away from the term life insurance. So what advice do you have for those to help change their perspective?
Well, that's something we hear as well. And oftentimes the topic of life insurance, you're talking about things that you don't want to happen. And so it can be a little bit uncomfortable. But we like to flip the script a little bit and talk about, again, the purpose of life insurance is ensuring that your goals can be achieved regardless of what happens. And so I have dreams of sending my children to college. I have dreams of providing some money to charity. What life insurance can do is it can put me back in control of that financial strategy and ensure that my kids are still going to go to college and I'm still going to be able to provide for their needs regardless of if something happens to me. So insurance is that means to protect what ultimately matters most to me.
Some great information right there, Scott. Thank you so much for taking the time. If people are interested in finding some more information about what we talked about today, where can they go?
Well, first we'd start with our website, edwardjones.com/protection. We have a lot of information in there on the different types of insurance, but also, again, what insurance can provide for. After that, we direct you to one of our financial advisors.
Wonderful. Sounds easy enough. Scott, thanks again for talking with us. We appreciate it.
Great to be here. Thanks, Anna.